Hello viewers, welcome to JSM. So today I am going to explain strength of bonds. Strength of bonds, that is sigma bond, pi bond and delta bond. Delta bond. So now in this first one is sigma bond. Sigma bond. Okay. So now, in any type of bond, so now this is the strength of bond depends upon what? The extent of overlapping. If it is the overlapping strength, it is more, bond formed will be strong, and the extent of overlapping is less, bond also weak. The bond formed also, it is a weak bond. So now sigma bond. So right, strength of bond or strength of sigma bond, this is strength of bond or extent of overlapping. Extent of overlapping is inversely proportional to size of orbital. Okay, so now this is the relation. Based on this relation, we are explaining strength of sigma bond. So now here it is the strength of bond or extent of overlapping, depending, that is inversely proportional to size of orbital. Say for example, 1s, 2s, and 3s. If it is a comparison between s orbitals, 1s orbital, 2s orbital and 3s orbital. So now here 1s orbital, so this is first energy level, so this is 1s orbital and 1s orbital, and this is 2s second energy level, 2s orbital, and this is third energy level, 3 and 3. Okay, so now we know that this is what the overlapping region. So now gradually its size is increasing. So now extent of overlapping indicates what? Strength of bond. So strength of bond depends upon what? Inversely proportional. When size increases, strength of bond decreases. So now it is 1s strength is greater than 2s is greater than 3s. So now when size increases, the orbital size increases, the strength of bond decreases. Say for example, another example, 1s 2p, 1s 3p, and 1s 4p. So in this case 1s it is same. So now here it is 2p orbital, 3p orbital and 4p orbital. So now here the difference here is what? Second energy level, third energy level, fourth energy level. So now between these two orbitals, second energy level, p orbital size is more, here also p orbital size is more, and here also p orbital size is more. So now whenever size increases, the extent of overlapping or strength of bond decreases. So now which one having more strength? 1s 2p is having more strength when compared to 1s 3p. 1s 3p having more strong when compared to 1s 4p. So in another case, if orbitals are of same shell, for example 2s 2p, and next one is 2p. So now here we are comparing the strength of orbitals, strength of bonds between 2s 2p and 2p. So now here between 2s orbitals, overlapping between 2s orbitals, and this is s and p orbitals, here it is between 2p orbitals. So now in case of s orbital, due to symmetrical in structure, so this s orbital, ss overlapping is less directional. So now here it is due to symmetrical due to symmetrical structure. Due to symmetrical structure, it is less directional. It is less directional. It is less directional. So now in case of these S and P, here since p orbitals are more directional in nature, their lobes are concentrated. Their lobes are concentrated in a single direction. Okay, their lobes are concentrated in a single direction. So okay, so they overlap very strongly. They overlap very strongly. So now here it is SP and PP. So now here it is what, due to symmetrical structure it is less directional. So now comparison between these two, here it is which one is more strong. 2s is less strong compared to 2s2p, and 2s2p is less strong when compared to 2p. So now this is the reason. So right between 2p orbitals, it is a linear overlapping. The extent of overlapping is more when compared to this. So it is somewhat less when compared to this, but it is a symmetrical structure. So it is what, less directional. It is what, completely directional. These lobes are concentrated in a single direction. So that's why here 2p is more strong when compared to 2s2p, when compared to 2s and 2p. So this is the bond strength of sigma bond. Next bond is pi bond. So formation of pi bond we know. So due to parallel overlapping, formation of pi bond takes place. So now the formation of pi bond, we know that between two p orbitals. So now this is a p pi bond. So next is what, between p and d orbital. So now it is between p and d orbital. It is what, p pi d pi. So next one is what, between two d orbitals. Okay, so first d orbital and it is a second d orbital. So now it is what, d pi and d pi. So now this is the nucleus of first p orbital, nucleus of second p orbital. So now it is the nucleus of p orbital and it is the nucleus of d orbital, and now here d and d. So now here you see, so between in p pi overlapping, so nucleus of two p orbitals, it is very less. Distance is very less. Here distance is somewhat more. Here distance is more. So where repulsions occurs more, here repulsions occurs more. Here repulsions somewhat less, and here repulsions are very less. So now which bond takes place? So now this is the d pi bond. It is when compared to p pi d pi and p pi. So it is very strong. So now p pi bond is less strong when compared to p pi d pi, and p pi d pi is less strong when compared to d pi and d pi. Comparison between sigma, pi and delta bonds. We know that linear overlapping or axial overlapping leads to formation of sigma bond. Parallel overlapping parallel overlapping or sideways overlapping leads to formation of pi bond. And next one is what? Delta bond. We know that all four lobes of d orbitals are overlap each other. So that is nothing but what? Delta bond. So now in case of sigma bond, so now here it is the p orbital. So now it is another p orbital. So now this is the nucleus of p orbital. So now here it is the overlapping region. So now which one this is? This is a sigma bond. What is this? This is a px orbital and it is also px orbital. So now in case of pi bond, okay, we know that parallel overlapping of orbitals always leads to formation of pi bond. Okay, so now this is the nucleus of first p orbital and second p orbital. So now this is the overlapping region. Okay, so now this is the overlapping region. So now we know that last bond is what? Delta bond. So now all four lobes of d orbitals are overlap each other. So formation of delta bond takes place. So now here it is the delta bond. It is a d orbital. So now here it is also same, another d orbital. We know that all four lobes are. So now here it is the all four lobes are overlaps with each other. So that is known as what? Delta bond. So now it is what? It is a pi bond and it is a delta bond. So now you see here in case of sigma bond, okay, so distance between two nucleus is more, and electron cloud density is exactly located between two nucleus. These two nucleus. So here it is what? Here attraction is possible. Here attractions are possible. So there is no repulsions. So more extent or greater extent or higher extent is possible in case of sigma bond. Yes. So now in case of pi bond, you see this is what? Parallel overlapping. These two nucleus are very close. So now here repulsions are more. So now in case of delta bond, so this is the nucleus of first d orbital and second d orbital when compared to pi bond. Here this nucleus distance is more. But here repulsions are more. Here nucleus distances are more. So repulsions are less. So now in case of sigma bond, pi bond and delta bond, so where extent of overlapping is more, here extent of overlapping is more because the electron cloud density exactly situated between two nucleus. So there is no repulsions between these two nucleus. So extent of overlapping is possible. So now sigma bond is strong. First one. Between these two nucleus size, that is distance is very less. So compulsory here is a repulsions. When compared to pi bond, here between these two distance is more, repulsions are less. So now where extent of overlapping is possible between these two, so here somewhat extent of overlapping is possible, but here it is not possible. So now this sigma bond strength is more than which bond? Delta bond. So it is more than pi bond. So now it is greater than pi bond. So now this is the order of strength of sigma bond, delta bond and pi bond.